Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon FrameUp victim Phyllis just can't rest until rival S in prison. The Young and the Restless YNR spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman Sharon case could become a FrameUp victim if Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford decides she just can't rest until her rival S in prison. Phyllis is clearly furious over Sharon getting off scot-free when she set Daniel Romalotti Jr. Michael Gray is a day up and made him look guilty of eliminating Heather Stevens Vale Bloom himself. Of course, Sharon also dumped Heather's body, so Phyllis is holding that against her, too. It's easy to see that Phyllis isn't giving Sharon a pass just because her meds were laced with PCP. Although Phyllis told Daniel and Summer Newman Allison Lanier that she would let this go, that doesn't mean she actually will. In the February 4th episode, Phyllis warned Sharon that she'd never, ever forgive her. Since Phyllis is obviously going to be struggling with rage and resentment until the end of time, that could drive her down a risky road. Could Phyllis eventually give Sharon a taste of her own medicine? Sharon framed Daniel for a crime he didn't commit, so perhaps Phyllis will decide Sharon should get framed for something next. Since Sharon got away with setting up Daniel, Phyllis may determine that she needs to fabricate evidence of a different criminal activity and try to get Sharon locked up. YNR fans know it wouldn't be the first time Phyllis has done something like this. It hasn't been that long since Phyllis faked her own demise and framed Diane Jenkins Abbott Susan Walters for it, so it's not a stretch to she'd target Sharon in a similar way. Phyllis is someone who definitely has a vengeful streak, so Sharon may want to watch her back moving forward. If Phyllis realizes she can't let this go after all, she could make some updates to her plans and ultimately inflict some misery on Sharon. Do you think Phyllis will be able to live with Sharon's exoneration? Will Phyllis' lingering desire for revenge be a problem? The Young and the Restless spoilers say bad news could be brewing for Sharon depending on what Phyllis does next, so stick with us for more predictions on Sharon's future. Genoa City is no stranger to high-stakes drama, and things are about to take a dark turn as the Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Sharon Newman could find herself at the center of a sinister frame-up. And who else but Phyllis Summers would be the mastermind behind it? If there's one thing we know about Phyllis, it's that she won't rest until she gets what she wants, and what she wants is Sharon out of the picture once and for all. Phyllis' endless obsession with Sharon. Phyllis and Sharon's feud spans decades, fueled by betrayals, romantic entanglements, and a never-ending battle for dominance. Though they've had moments of uneasy truce, Phyllis has never truly let go of her grudge against Sharon. With Sharon currently thriving in her personal and professional life, it seems Phyllis just can't stand to see her longtime rival happy. While Sharon has been focusing on running Crimson Lights and navigating her relationships, Phyllis has been spiraling. After barely escaping legal troubles herself, thanks to her latest disastrous scheme, Phyllis might be looking for someone else to take a fall. And who better than her biggest enemy? A sinister frame-up in the making. Recent spoilers suggest that a crime will rock Genoa City, and Sharon could end up being the prime suspect. Could Phyllis be the one pulling the strings, planting evidence to ensure Sharon takes the fall? It wouldn't be the first time Phyllis has resorted to underhanded tactics to get what she wants. If Phyllis orchestrates a frame-up, she'd have to make it airtight. Given Sharon's past, her struggles with mental health, and the many mistakes she's made over the years, Phyllis might believe the police would have no trouble pinning a crime on her. Whether it's a financial scandal, a planted weapon, or even a shocking disappearance, Phyllis would need to ensure Sharon looks guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. Nick caught in the crossfire. One of the biggest complications in this potential storyline is Nick Newman. He has deep history with both women, as Sharon's former husband and the father of her children, and as Phyllis' on-again, off-again love. If Sharon is accused of a crime, Nick will undoubtedly be drawn into the mess. Nick has always had a soft spot for Sharon, and if he suspects that Phyllis is behind her downfall, their fragile truce could shatter completely. Could this spell the beginning of another round of war between Phyllis and Nick, or will Nick's intervention be what ultimately saves Sharon from ruin? Will Sharon fight back? Sharon isn't the same woman she once was. Over the years, she's grown stronger and more resilient. If she realizes that she's being framed, she won't go down without a fight. She may have allies who can help her prove her innocence, including Chance Chancellor, who's shown time and again that he's a cop who values the truth over easy convictions. Could Sharon and Chance team up to expose Phyllis? If Phyllis has left even the smallest trace of evidence behind, Sharon might just be able to turn the tables and put Phyllis in the hot seat instead. The fallout, a rivalry reignited. If Phyllis is indeed behind this scheme, the consequences could be dire. While she's managed to escape punishment before, this time she might push too far. If the truth comes out, she could lose everything: her relationship with Summer, her business, and possibly her freedom. On the other hand, if Phyllis gets away with it, Sharon could be looking at a devastating fate, a prison sentence, a shattered reputation, and a loss of everything she's worked so hard to rebuild. Could this be the beginning of another dark chapter in Sharon's life? One thing is for certain, the battle between Phyllis and Sharon is far from over. And in Genoa City, the fight for revenge never truly ends. Stay tuned to The Young and the Restless to see how this drama unfolds. Sharon has faced plenty of turmoil in her life, but nothing quite like this. A scandalous crime has rocked Genoa City, and all signs seem to be pointing straight at her. Whether it's embezzlement, fraud, or even something far more serious, the accusations against her are dire enough to threaten her freedom and reputation. The case against Sharon appears airtight, with damning evidence piling up against her. Financial records, witness testimonies, and even video footage all seem to suggest she's guilty. But something doesn't add up. Sharon, despite her past missteps, has worked hard to rebuild her life. Would she really risk it all on something so reckless, or is someone ensuring she takes the fall for a crime she didn't commit? Nick and Adam caught in the crossfire. Two of the most significant men in Sharon's life, Nick Newman Joshua Morrow and Adam Newman Mark Grossman, find themselves at odds over the unfolding situation. Nick, Sharon's longtime love and the father of her children, refuses to believe she could be guilty. He's determined to prove her innocence and get to the bottom of who's really behind the setup. On the other hand, Adam, who has always had a complicated and often tumultuous relationship with Sharon, is caught between his past with her and his own self-interest. While part of him wants to help, he knows that getting involved could bring trouble his way. Still, deep down, he may be one of the few who can truly recognize a frame job when he sees one. After all, he's been both the framer and the framed in his own past. As Nick and Adam clash over how best to handle the situation, their efforts may be hindered by an unlikely source, Phyllis. She knows how to manipulate both men, and if she truly is behind Sharon's legal woes, she's going to do everything in her power to keep them from uncovering the truth. Phyllis' motive: revenge or something more? If Phyllis really is behind Sharon's predicament, the big question remains, why now? Is this simply a case of old grudges resurfacing, or is there something deeper at play with Phyllis? It's never just about one thing. Sure, she despises Sharon and has always wanted to see her suffer, but perhaps there's something more strategic about this takedown. Maybe Sharon stands in the way of something Phyllis wants, whether it's a business deal, a romantic interest, or simply a power move that solidifies Phyllis' influence in Genoa City. There's also the possibility that Phyllis isn't acting alone. Could she be collaborating with someone else who has a vested interest in seeing Sharon behind bars? Perhaps an unexpected ally has teamed up with her, someone with just as much to gain from Sharon's downfall. The clock is ticking, will the truth come out? Time is running out for Sharon as she fights to clear her name. The evidence against her is overwhelming, and unless someone steps in with proof of the real culprit, she may find herself facing a fate she doesn't deserve. Nick's relentless determination to protect Sharon might lead him to uncover the truth, but he'll have to outmaneuver Phyllis at every turn. If she really is the puppet master behind this setup, she won't go down without a fight. Meanwhile, Adam might hold a crucial piece of information that could blow the whole case wide open, but will he use it, or will he keep his distance? Sharon's fate hangs in the balance, and with so many moving pieces in this dangerous game, anything could happen. Will Phyllis finally succeed in taking her rival down once and for all, or will her own schemes come back to haunt her? One thing is for sure, Genoa City is in for a wild ride.